Here are the wives than for the men. Not that big gift. Yeah. All right, we're on Chav Zayin and the Biz. Chazar the Gemara over here. We're really in the middle of a story, of the whole situation. We stopped in the middle, so Chazar will drop slower, just because we're still in the Inyan. What do you say? We're holding on Chav Zayin and the Biz by 2 lines before it gets wide. By the Tanu Rabbanan. 2 lines before it gets wide. Tanu Rabbanan taught. Maisa b'Reb Eliezer. There was a story with Reb Eliezer. Sheshavas b'Galil ha'Elyon. He spent Shabbos in the upper Galilee. B'Sukkosei shel Yochanan b'Reb Eloi. In the sukkah of Yochanan, the son of Reb Eloi, b'Kesari. The city was called Kesari. V'Amrilon, some say it was called b'Kesarian in Kesarian. So again, this is Shabbos that fell out on Sukkos. Shabbos fell out on Sukkos, and we have Rebbe Eliezer staying in his Talmud. Rebbe Eliezer was his Talmud's son's Sukkah, yeah.
I was having a friend today, or I went to Kesari, said that there is a term for Kesari, that the Kesari city right now is the term Kesari.
Yeah.
Is there 2 Kesaris?
Yes, there's 2 Kesarias. There's one Kesari that's on the coast, which is very famous. Everyone knows about that one. This is the Kesari that no one knows about. It's in the upper Galil, near Mount Hermon. You ever went to Mount Hermon skiing? Yeah? That one? Yeah, I was never there before. So it's like near Mount Hermon. That they're both called Kisri or Kesaria. Yeah, same place. Same name, just not the same location. It's like Manchester. If you remember by the Kinyan Masechta event, they said Flatbush, Toronto, they went Manchester. I don't know if you heard. I clapped away. They're like England, London, Gateshead.
He told us before, he said don't clap.
I think we're the only, as far as I know, Don could correct me if I'm wrong, we're the only name of a city right now that has 2 massive Jewish populations, like sizable, is the 2 Manchesters. There's no like 2 Torontos, 2 Chicagos, 2, it's the same name and there's 2 solid Jewish communities.
Hollywood.
What? Hollywood. Oh, you're right. Well, you have Hollywood in LA and Hollywood in Lakewood Street. What?
Florida.
Oh, Hollywood, Florida. Right, Hollywood. Sorry. Good. Sweet Yeshua, he was there. Yeah.
It's not as big as Manchester.
No. But Manchester, England's way bigger. Is it bigger?
We actually spoke
No,
to
bro.
from the mountain sheriff of Manchester and England.
Yeah.
It's someone that
So, anyways, we have Rebbe Eliezer staying in the sky Sukkah Shabbos Sukkos. V'higia chamel sukkah. The sun reached the sukkah. The sun. When I said to reach the sukkah, I don't know what this means 100%. But like the sun started like hitting the sukkah. It didn't hit like where they were in the sukkah yet, like where they were sitting, but started beating down on the sukkah. It's mashma from Rashi, by the way. It wasn't so much the heat. They didn't want to get a sun tan. Okay? They didn't want to get tanned from the sun. Sounds like Miami right now, nobody got a tan. But they didn't want to get hot from the sun and their skin. So Amar Lo, Yechanan said to Rebbe Eliezer, Mahu she'efrei saleh sadin. Again, he asked the question, what is the halacha? Am I allowed to spread above this sukkah a sheet? This is not a Hilchas Sukkah question. This is a Hilchas Shabbos question. Is there anything wrong with adding onto a structure on Shabbos?
oil?
In terms of oil, yes, in terms of oil. Why didn't he ask the Hilchas Sukkah's question? Great, it is a good question, and all the Rishonim are busy with it. But we're going to pretend for now that that's not the question because it's not the focus of our sukkah. Either let's say, for some reason, it's a good sukkah, or let's say it's not a good sukkah. Let's just pretend you're not Yetzi Shiva sukkah, but it was too hot anyways and it's been star. But he's asking a Hilchas Shabbos question. I have an oil of my sukkah, now I make an oil on Shabbos. Am I allowed to add? Once I have an existing oil, am I allowed to add something that's arai, something that's temporary? A sheet is temporary. Could I add a sheet to an oil that's made already? That was his question. Could I be moisef on the oil? Okay, that was a shiloh. Yeah.
If he puts this sheet inside, he's not being moisef, he's taking away.
Why is he not? Why is he taking away?
He's making the oil inside shorter.
Shorter?
He's not making it bigger.
Okay.
It's covering the sukkah.
So
It depends where he puts it, inside or outside. It could be it doesn't make a difference. If it's
could be it doesn't make a difference. Could be it doesn't make a difference. But he's asking about spreading it on top.
Well, there's certain areas that the sun is coming into, right?
Yeah.
And the areas are not. So let's say it starts off over here and then it goes to the areas where there's no, where
Right.
the sun's coming in. So that's
Well,
extending it.
so he could not extending the,
He's making it
the
larger.
sheets. Let's pretend there was schach all over, but there's still little tidbits where sun could get through. I'll put down a sheet. I'll spread the oil on top. An arai again, so she could take on and off just to add on to an oil. It's already an existing oil. Is that a problem or not?
If you're removing the sukkah,
No.
if you're covering the top of the sukkah,
Yeah.
you're not now making it a sukkah anymore.
So pretend Al Tilcha Sukkah it's fine for some reason. And Rishonim struggle. Why? Why yeah, why not? Either way, that's not the focus of his question. He was asking the Hilchas Shabbos question. Could I be moisiv on the oil on Shabbos? Amar Loi,
What's the oil? The stock is the oil?
yes, the schach, the whole sukkah, and the top part is the oil. So you have like the mechitzas, and you have an oil on top. So you're not allowed to make an oil on Shabbos. You can't make a sukkah on Shabbos or on Yom Tov. You can't make a sukkah. However, am I allowed to add, could I put things on that are not muksa, a sheet? Can I add a sheet, be myself a little bit onto the existing structure? Okay, and it's alright. It's a temporary addition. I'm not doing a real addition. I'm not putting hammers and nails and wood. I'm throwing a sheet for a couple of seconds when it's sunny.
You wouldn't be able to do it until that would be also because of oil?
What?
Let's say there's no stock.
Yeah.
No, there's no oil now. And now you're making it with a sheet.
That'd be a problem because you're not being moisif, you're actually making an oil. Yeah.
Alright, I'm saying.
Even though it's ara, you're being moisif. It's just more of an addition, not so much a brand new. The malacha is called baina, building. Part of baina is a tolda called oil, where you make a roof, a tent, the roof part. It's a tolda. And then there are halachas about adding on once I have an oil. Could I add on once it's already there? Add on temporary, a temporary add on to the tent part, the top part. That was his question. Amar lo, he said to him, Rebbe Eliezer said back to Yechanan, Ein lecha kol shevet v'shevet miYisrael. You don't have any shevet from Klal Yisrael, shelo yehem mimenu shofet, that did not appoint a shofet from one of his tribes. There was a kufa called the Shoftim, we're learning Shoftim by Navi, many different Shoftim that led Klal Yisrael. Rebbe Eliezer is saying a statement. Every shevet was zeicha that a leader came from one of them. Okay? He doesn't elaborate who came from who came from what. It's not so clear, but his main point was every single shevet had a shofet come out of them that led Klal Yisrael. Why is he saying this to him? He's trying to brush him off. It's like saying to somebody, "Where'd you go on vacation?" Ask Shul, like, "Where'd you go?" He's like, "What's the weather outside?" Like, totally trying, it's just you don't want to talk about it or something like that. Sorry, Shul, I'm trying to do about this. So anything, people don't want to ask questions. Nowadays, people feel they always have to give information. But in the olden days, I talked to older people. It was very classic not to say. We're very like, why are you hiding that from me? But somebody says like, what do you do? Be like, keep asking me to sit there. Like, that was not even a big problem. Nowadays, it's like, why don't you answer me? What's shy? He doesn't want to answer me because he really does do it. We feel like we have to give information. If we don't, it's weird. But Rebbe Eliezer said, just a random divrei agadata, that every single shevet produced a shevet. Higia chama lechatzi sukkah. Now the sun reached to half the sukkah. I guess Rebbe Eliezer was further down the sukkah, so it wasn't hitting him yet, but the sun already reached half the sukkah. Amar loy, so Yechanan said to him, Mahu she'efres aleh sadin. What is the halacha? Am I allowed to spread on top of it a sheet? Same question. Amar loy, Rebbe Eliezer said to him, another random thing. Ein lecha kol shevet v'shevet miYisrael shelo yatzu mimenu neviim. There's not one shevet from Yisrael that neviim did not come out of them. Every shevet produced neviim. All the famous neviim, they all come from all the different shvatim, every shevet. Then he said another unrelated thing as well. Pashtus, he said, Shevet Yehuda Binyamin he'emidu malachim al pi neviim. The malachim that came out of Yehuda Binyamin, Yehuda had most of the malachim, and Binyamin had Shaul. These kings were appointed by the word of neviim. Okay? They're appointed by neviim. Why is that important? I don't know. That's what he said. Random divrei agadata. Higia chama lamar galoisav Rebbe Eliezer. Now the sun reached the feet of Rebbe Eliezer. Rebbe Eliezer wasn't the one complaining, by the way. Yechanan keeps asking the questions of Rebbe Eliezer, but now Rebbe Eliezer probably feels a little hot, or he's getting burnt by the sun. What happened? Nata Yechanan sudden. Yechanan took a sheet, upir salah, and spread it over the sukkah. He did it without getting an answer from Rebbe Eliezer. He just did it. What happened? Hifshel Reb Eliezer Talisei La'acherev V'yotza. Reb Eliezer Hifshel, he draped his talis, his coat, La'acherev behind him, like he put his coat on. V'yotza, and he left. He left the sukkah. Why? He didn't want to be materet. He didn't want to say it's mutter, so he left. If he would have stayed in the sukkah, he would have showed that I just allowed you to do what you did. He left to show that he wasn't materet.
What's Hifshel mean?
What?
What does Hifshel mean?
Hifshel draped. He like draped it over, like he put his jacket over his like cloak over his shoulder. Now we're still in the Brisa. The Brisa says, why did Rebbe Eliezer do this? Why just say the answer? Speak up. What's Rebbe Eliezer doing? Says the Brisa. He didn't do this because he was trying to push him away. Fliga means to push him away with the words. He wasn't trying to push him away with words like he didn't want to teach him Torah or something. That wasn't why. Ella, this is the reason why. Because Shalei Omar Davar Shalei Shama Mipi Rabbi Elam. He never said anything he didn't hear from his Rebbe. Ever. He didn't, Rebbe Eliezer, he never heard a psak on this from his Rebbe. Therefore, he would not give a psak about this. He would never say anything he didn't hear from a Rebbe, his Rebbe. That was his mahalach in life. You don't have to do this. This is an exceptional thing that he did. This is his hanhaga. This is the Brisa. It says, end quote of the Brisa. That was all one long Brisa.
What if he had a shiloh that he needed, I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah.
Sure things came up that he didn't know about.
Right. I guess maybe to pass for other people also. Maybe for himself, he'll figure it out. But to pass and get up in shul and say, you could put oil.
The first shlab when he said the Yom Shafir, Moshe says that it wasn't sounds like dreaming a couple of random thing. You're trying to tell him, there's other places out there, don't come to me. Right?
Everyone produced somebody. There's leaders. Go to someone else.
Don't ask me, ask someone else.
Very good. So that is the Brisa. Okay? So far, so good. Now we have our questions. Here comes the big questions that get to our sugya. Frek the Gemara, Heichi Avid Hachi. Back on this story, how did Rebbe Eliezer do this? V'amar Rebbe Eliezer himself said, Ein yotzim misukah l'sukkah. You're not allowed to leave on sukkahs to another sukkah. You have to spend the entire sukkahs in one sukkah for 7 days. How did he go to Yochanan, his Talmud's son, for sukkahs? He spent Shabbos sukkahs there. He's not allowed to leave his sukkah. Rebbe Eliezer l'shitah say, how did he do this? Get ready for this Gemara's answer. It's going to change the whole story. That's why I didn't want to get into the whole Hilchos Sukkah. They actually do discuss in the Havman of the Gemara, but you'll see why I don't want to get into it. It says the Gemara, Regel Acher Havai. It was not Sukkos. It was a different Yom Tov, it was Shavuos. It was different. It was Pesach, it was Shavuos. It was not Sukkos. What are they doing in their Sukkah? It was nice weather. So they went outside. It was some sort of canopy. It could be it was a Sukkah you had throughout the whole year. They spent in the Avir, they wanted the Luft, I guess in Caesarea, in the upper near Mount Hermon, and they were chilling in the sukkah on Shavuos. Everyone loves that outdoor Shavuos matzav. So they went outside, and it was not sukkah. So just a Hilchos Shabbos question. It was Shabbos Shavuos, and he wanted to know, could he add on to the oil? Yeah.
It was in the whole sukkahs.
What do you mean?
Yeah, leave one sukkah to
It says Sheshavas that he spent Shabbos in the sukkah. So it sounds like just Shabbos, not any other day. I hear someone wanted to answer that yesterday. Could be it's an answer. The Gemara doesn't like it for some reason. What? No. What was we're up to? Yeah. They wanted to be there. It was nice outside, beautiful day. They wanted to spend the day in the sukkah. What? Right, so they went inside. Lezer went inside. He's not going to go inside. Yechon and Zekai spread out a sheet to shield us from the sun on Shavuos. So it was not a problem of how's the Lezer there on Sukkos, because it's not Sukkos. He doesn't have to be in the same sukkah. He's allowed to go there for Shabbos Shavuos. He's allowed to go there, let's say Shabbos Pesach. The Gemara asks another question. Still, another question. V'omer Rebbe Eliezer said, Mishabeach ani esoat slanin. I praise the lazy ones. Shein yetzin mi bateim beregel. That don't leave their homes on the Yom Tov. Rebbe Eliezer said, it's not good to be lazy, but the one time I praise lazy people is when they stay home for Yom Tov. I actually like that. Why are you going to Rebbe? Stay home with your wife and kids. What are you going places? So how come Rebbe Eliezer went to his Talmud sons for Shavuos? Even Shavuos you have to stay home. Any regal. So how did Rebbe Eliezer go to his Talmud sons for Shavuos or Pesach? The Gemara answers, it wasn't Yom Tov. Shabbos Havai. It's a regular random Shabbos. A regular random Shabbos. They're eating in the sukkah. It's nice air, nice luft. What?
You said it was actually sukkah.
It says besukasai.
Right. I'm saying sukkah doesn't mean.
No, it doesn't necessarily. It could be a hut. It could be some sort of, yeah. Why the bride? The Gemara thought it was Shabbos Sukkos. The Gemara is changing and saying it was a regular Shabbos, and they were chilling outside in the sukkah, and it got hot, it got sunny, and Yochanan said, "Could I add on to the oil?" And Eliezer says, he didn't say anything.
Shabbos is equally as bad because the Maisa of Elisha is also Shabbos. That Makar.
What do you mean?
The Makar that he wrote down in the pasuk
That was about the makar, but you actually have a chiyuv to go be
well, that's his
regular.
Makar. Why?
No, Rabbi Eliezer said, if you don't come home, then it's a problem.
He asked the husband asked Isha Hashanamis, right? Why
Yeah.
are you going out? It's not Yom Tov for Shabbos, right?
Right. So you see.
Shabbos is in the
Oh, I copy what you're saying. So Ari's asking a good question, which is really a problem in that Gemara. That it sounds like Shabbos, there was actually an Indian about going, and there was a lot of that discussion. But the way we're going to learn that Gemara, I don't know if I made it so clear last time, is that Shabbos or Rosh Chodesh is more of like an Indian to go. There's no chiyuv to go. Regel is the real chiyuv to go. He was just saying, the guy, Regel, I hear people go, it's not even Chodesh or Shabbos, like there's no even Indian to go. But we see from here that the Regel is really the bigger chiyuv, to be Mekabel Pnei Rabba Regel. But over here is a regular Shabbos, so he was allowed to spend it away from his family. So it comes out from here, if somebody that wants to not be home for Shabbos, be away from his wife and kids, he's allowed to do that. Okay, if somebody, based on this Gemara, according to Eliezer, it's not like a big time on you. Regel, you should stay home with your wife and kids. Want to go away for Shabbos? Not so crazy. There's no v'samachta atu v'secha on Shabbos. Rosh Hashanah is a good shaila. Rosh Hashanah going through Uman, there is a shaila if Rosh Hashanah is a regular or not. Comes up. Definitely room to make potentially that if you see Shabbos, it could be Rosh Hashanah, you could also.
So you're going with your family,
With your family's fine.
basically in your house. So
That's only a sukkah. Sukkah is the same sukkah the Yom Tov. But Shavuos or Pesach, you go to a Pesach hotel. When you go to Sukkah's hotel also, we spend the whole Sukkah there. According to Eliezer, yeah.
This is nothing to do with spending the Rebbe. It's not even his Rebbe. It's his Rebbe.
It wasn't even his Rebbe, yeah, it's not to do with his Rebbe
It's
anymore.
spending a mitzvah.
Yeah, anything. Right. Shabbos pointing out, it wasn't even for his Rebbe. He just went to someone's house for Shabbos. You want to go to someone's house for Shabbos, for fun, you're allowed to go. Yeah, you don't have to be with your wife and kids.
So they have to be multi-full sukkah?
No,
Full sukkah?
no,
Doesn't have, it's not sukkah.
no. And this story wasn't anymore.
You never go to two
This
sides of that.
story wasn't.
I always go
We're
out,
looking
I
for
go
a car,
out.
not to
We'll just start the Gemara's next question because we did very little. We'll just see the Gemara's next question. We'll stop. Just talk Dama. We're now coming out that Rebbe Eliezer, he didn't want to pass him. Why? Because he never heard it from his Rebbe. The Gemara is going to ask the question. Rebbe Eliezer said somewhere else something very similar. Very similar. Not this exact case, but something very similar. And if he said over there, why wouldn't it apply here? That's going to be the Gemara's question. We know Rebbe Eliezer said somewhere else something about this. Why wouldn't it apply here? I'm not even going to read the words of the Gemara. I'll just tell it to you outside for next time, and we'll stop in 1 minute. Let's say you have what's it called again? This skylight. A skylight. Skylight. Let's say you have a skylight in your house. Okay, we're very used to having windows, and they're fixed. But back then, they used to have something called like a shutter. They would put even on the oil. They would close it. They would open it. That was what they used to do. It wasn't like such a fancy like window. It was more like you stuffed something up and you opened it. It's called a pekak. Pekak hachaloin. You have this chaloin in your roof, and the pekak is like a shutter or something. You close it up. They used to close it up and open it. Yeah, it comes from the same word. They used to close on a pekak. What?
Tress.
A tress.
Tress.
A tris. You gotta speak to the tress mishpacha about that. The trisses. The tress. So, a pekak hachaloin. What is the halacha on Shabbos? I'm asking you on Mashayla. I'll throw it out there to the island. You want to on Shabbos remove a pekak and put it back in and out. On Shabbos, good air. Oh, it's beautiful outside. Let's remove the skylight. Oh, it's raining. Let's close it. Do you think that's mutter on Shabbos or not? What? So you already have an existing oil. Okay, not creating a brand new oil, but what are you doing? You're like adding a piece to the oil and removing a piece to the oil, and you're being moisef a piece. What? Let's say it's enough of a shear. It's a tefach by a tefach. Let's say it's a tefach at least. Why didn't I show the cover? Oh, we have a picture?
No, we're checking.
I don't think there is a picture. I haven't looked at the pictures in years. It could be there is actually.
No, there's no picture.
It's called Pekak HaChaloim. No, I don't see a picture there. So we're going to see a machloikas about whether you could do it on Shabbos. But one of the things that's Talian, if it's hanging on a string and it's meant for always opening and closing, that's what it's like meant to be. It doesn't become like a whole official adding on to, it's much more chill. It's like the derech of how to use it. You open, you shut, if it's hanging on a string. But if it's not hanging on a string, it's going to be a problem. Machloikas, whatever, we'll see. Just want to throw that out there, and we'll stop here. Pekak HaChaloim. I have a